Financial operations are incredibly simple, okay? All you really need is 2 spreadsheets. Well, actually, you can just use one spreadsheet because you can put 2 in one, basically. You just need one spreadsheet. And what you're looking to do every single day or week or month, I used to do it in the month, and I would dread the end of the month because I had to do this, is you look to track your expenses and you look to track your income. And that's all it is. Because you don't necessarily need an accountant yet. Once you start making money, I think if you're in the UK, maybe £4,000 or £5,000 a month. Elsewhere, can't comment because I don't know the tax code. But once you start signing a few clients, making a few thousand, you need to find an accountant. And the very first thing that accountant is going to say to you is, okay, send me over your books, or send me over your line items, or send me, it's a fancy term for expenses and income. And I don't know if you had this when you started your first business, or when you were probably a little bit more advanced than I was. I didn't have any of this. So I had to spend like a month going through my bank accounts, my invoices, and finding everything. And you need to make sure that you're keeping your invoices the whole step of the way, because there is something that exists called tax. And, that's something that's got to be dealt with, otherwise you're going to get fined. And so the easiest way to keep the tax man happy, you've got to keep him happy, trust me, is basically expenses, income, and invoices. So when you have your accountant, you can send them the spreadsheet and they'll think that you're some sort of God sent from heaven because everything's there. And most of their clients do not have this together. So you need to do this monthly. It sucks. And
there's software to help you again.
True. So you can use software like Xero or QuickBooks. Actually, to be fair, you don't have to use a spreadsheet. But if you don't want to buy these softwares, and they are actually very cheap, like QuickBooks is what, like £3 a month or something?
But it's worth getting into the habit of filling these out. Because the only other thing on this is cash flow. Watch out for cash flow, because you can have your expenses and see income and you think you're okay. Actually, how much is in the bank?
Yeah,
that's the one measure I always look at. Like, that's the one little trick. Don't look at income and think it's okay. Have you collected the money? Is the money in the account? Is that person going to pay you? Because most people go bankrupt because they didn't get paid by someone.
This is really, really important thing to think about, because when you sell your service and information, we sell it 2 different levels, right? Well, you've got revenue and then we've got cash. And so let's say that you're selling something, and you might think this is a lot of money to sell something for, but you can get here eventually. Let's say you're selling something for £10,000 or $10,000 or euros or whatever. It might be the case that someone buys this product, but you split it over a 5-month time horizon, right? And so one sale on a 5-pay here is only going to be 2,000 up front. And then the rest of it is to collect. And what a lot of entrepreneurs get in trouble, and where they fall prey to this, is they assume that this money is theirs. So it's like, I've made the sale, I've sent the contract, they've signed the contract.